Okay, so quick note before the video starts. So I was trying to record the video, and like the more I recorded, the worse it got. This is like the worst recorded video I think I've ever done in my entire life. So please, give me a bit of leeway while I edit around all of my crappy mistakes. Thank you, goodbye, watch the video, subscribe! I've been watching a lot of crap lately, so I've been sitting here thinking like, who would win in a fight against Sin, the weird robot eldritch horror demon creature that skinned a child alive and blew up Earth? Who would win against that? Alright, so let's start with Big Al. So Big Al is apparently the strongest sinner in hell. But an interesting thing about Big Al is that he still loses a lot of the fights that he gets into. I mean, there are some fights that he gets into that are really, really stacked in his favor, and even then he still loses them. Honestly, I haven't really seen him win that many fights except for near the first episode. Just because he has a bad win-to-lose ratio doesn't really mean we can count him out, though. I mean, he's got some really, really powerful abilities that could definitely be very useful in fighting Sin. But who's to say many of those abilities will even land a hit on Sin, considering that she could just teleport out of the way. Sin can teleport, use holograms, you can cut her into pieces and she'll just put herself back together limb from limb. Meanwhile, this guy over here is struggling to fight Vox's shark robot thing. But both Sin and Big Al share the same characteristic, that characteristic being arrogance. It's pretty apparent when watching both series that neither of these two characters really try anyway when they're fighting. And this is why it's just so hard to make a decision on whether he'd win, lose, or just tie with her or not. It's because these two don't try. Neither of these two characters really even try. They kind of just screw around mid-fight. Like, even while he was struggling to kill the shark, he was still just kind of like screwing around with the shark. So it's like, I don't know. And so for that reason, he goes in tie/ambiguous. So this is Bond, and for the sake of the video, I'm going to be using NOSEY's statistics as well as Bond's synonymously, since they're both technically the same thing, except one of them is actively being made right now, in real life. So that's pretty scary.
If an animatronic named Nosey runs toward you, you don't have time.
Bond is a 10-foot-tall killing machine masquerading as a children's entertainment animatronic.
Follow these instructions immediately if you want to survive. Don't look back. First, run to your home as fast as you can. Gather your family immediately. Count each person twice.
Despite the fact that he's a giant 10-foot-tall metal killing machine, he's extremely quiet too. So that's wonderful.
Lock and secure every door and window. If someone doesn't appear, don't look for them.
He's also got insanely good hearing, like can hear you holding your breath levels of hearing. I'm so screwed. I didn't mean.
Every second you hesitate, he's closer.
I didn't mean.
Don't breathe loudly. Second, call the police now. Do not attempt to confront him. Nosey cannot be stopped with weapons. He runs faster than any vehicle. He can pass through walls. Bullets don't work. If you see him, it's already over.
Bond could potentially also run faster than most sports cars. So that's fun. Great.
Third, remain completely silent until dawn. Don't make any noise. Every loud breath could be the end for everyone. Do not leave your hiding place. If you hear footsteps, breathe slowly. If you see his shadow, run. That will be your only chance, and it may be the last time you see your family. Note, a guy named Citra is creating a 3-meter animatronic killing machine. This is just a drill. For now, we are safe. Remember, if Nosey runs toward you, accept your fate.
So anyone who already knows Sin probably also knows that this is probably going to be easy light work for Sin. Mainly because, while this thing is super duper strong and powerful, it can run faster than most sports cars, can't be stopped by modern bullets, can break straight through walls and doors, it's not going to survive an actual encounter with Sin. It just won't. So yeah, there you go. He's going up against someone who blew up the entire planet. Sin is pretty much wanted for first-degree omnicide. I don't know what first degree means. What would second and third degree be? Emperor Belos, a guy who really should get a hobby. I mean, those of you who want to talk about generational haters and racists, let's just bring up Belos for a second. I mean, geez, dude, you're not even human anymore. Get a life, bro. Considering the fact that in the series, Belos turns out to just be some nasty human being with no powers whatsoever to his name, other than like, you know, glyphs. His true powers are kind of largely unknown to a lot of us Owl House fans, but what we do know about him is he could just take on any corpse or slightly living body and then just use it as a flesh puppet. Huh. Sounds familiar.
Neck bite.
An interesting thing to note about him and Sin and the parallels between the two is the fact that they're very similar. While their motives and goals are seemingly entirely different at a glance, when you really look into it, they both kind of have the same end goal, that being to kill an entire race of creatures. But the similarity cup runneth over as they're both exceedingly intelligent and dangerously good at planning things. But here's the thing, while Sin is intelligent enough to plan an entire endgame out, BELOS is the king of endgames. He didn't spend months, weeks, or even decades planning and perfecting his strategy at taking over and destroying everything. No, wait, no, hold on. He spent hundreds of years. He planned this the moment he murdered his brother-in-law. He looked into that mirror while slicing his ears apart, knowing full well what he was going to do, what he was about to do, and did it anyway. Most well-written smart guys are around 3 steps ahead of their adversaries, but BELOS was thousands of steps ahead. Literally probably presumably a couple years after murdering his brother, he's already figured out how glyphs work and was already on his way to find the collector. This came at the cost of making a lot of enemies, and now he really needs someone to protect him, someone to be a meat shield, and to spread his will across the Isles. So with this sick, sadistic psychopath does is he brings his brother back to life just to use him as a meat shield that he could dispose of whenever he needs to. And then whenever they stepped out of line, he would just kill him. And because of the way Grimwalkers work, none of these clones of this man's brother were adults. So this man killed probably like 100, maybe more, kids of his own cloned brother. So it's safe to say that if BELOS was given more time than Sin to prepare, or even the same amount of time as Sin to prepare to attack one another, he would probably win, just due to the fact that he's capable of planning things like hundreds of years in advance. And no, I'm not forgetting about that moment where he managed to possess the body of a god. But here's the conundrum. A head-on fight with Sin is probably going to result in BELOS' demise. I mean, Jesus, he lost to a little kid. It's like, come on, dude. If both Sin and BELOS were given equal time to prepare before their fight, then I feel like Sin would 100% win. No doubt about it. And it's not just because of the fact that she's functionally immortal and can teleport with extreme speed, but it's also because of the fact that we don't actually know how the whole Absolute Solver thing even works. Like, when Uzi ripped out Sin's core and literally de-atomized it, Sin's body was still functioning, it was still alive. And there was this big black hole, I guess, that like stopped time, kinda. So it's like, how does that stuff work? I don't know. Because assuming the Absolute Solver needs a mechanical body to inhabit in order to take control, like how is BELOS supposed to kill that? And then there's also the fact that even when Uzi killed Sin in quotations, it didn't actually kill her. So it's like, what do we do now? What's now? What's next? And for these reasons, I feel like he should go tie/ambiguous because of the simple fact that give this man time and he'll make a better plan to kill Superman than Batman. He's got a lot of like very strong powers, including the ability to take a host. Like he's practically a living parasite.
What is that?
I am a monument to all your sins.
Relax. I'd rather not piss this thing off.
Demon. This one is machine and nerve, and has its mind concluded. This one is but flesh and faith, and is the more deluded.
Kill me or release me, parasite. But do not waste my time with talk.
There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time. Now I shall talk, and you shall listen.
put it simply, the Flood are a bunch of space zombies made from the flesh of fallen gods. The more they spread and grow, the smarter they become, until eventually there is nothing in this world that could stop them. At what could only be described as the theoretical height of their power, they're capable of opening holes in rifts in space-time and destroying entire civilizations with the blink of an eye. Everything they learn is saved within a hive mind so powerful that even annihilating them off of the face of the earth won't get rid of the information that they know. One singular microscopic flood spore could kill an entire species, and more. Make no mistake, the Flood are some of the most infectious space zombies in all of sci-fi. Not only can they infect living matter, organic tissue, but they can also infect technology and will it to their side. It took the annihilation of all life in the galaxy to get rid of them. And even then, they came back. Thousands of years ago, the Flood managed to corrupt an AI so powerful it could move the entire galaxy an inch to the left. The Flood managed to not only outsmart, but completely annihilate a race of super duper advanced creatures known as the Forerunners. The Forerunners were such an advanced civilization that they tapped into alternate dimensions for sources of power. They view that like we view plugging things into an outlet. We barely think of it. There was a specific line in a book that mentioned that, and it wasn't even part of the full sentence. They just casually brought it up. Yeah, just, we casually just, I'll tap into an alternate dimension, just, it's just casual. Another thing these guys were known for is completely and utterly annihilating ships with black holes. Oh yeah, Master Chief's armor, single-handedly the most powerful set of armor that humanity's ever made. The Mjolnir suit. Yeah, the Forerunners, they just view that crap as hazmat gear. Just not armor, hazmat gear. Like, what? Yeah, the Flood were the entire reason they don't exist anymore. See, at first the Foreigners thought they had a chance, until the Flood managed to kill a guy who knew how to make black holes or whatever. Something along those lines. Read the lore, it's really awesome. So then the Foreigners were like, oh yeah, let's just nuke the entire galaxy of all life. And then the Flood survived that. Like, come on. Look, I'm gonna be real. If it was normal Flood, as in the Flood that just started out like a Flood outbreak versus Sin would totally win. But because of the fact that I put the Gravemind up here, like, no one ever loses this. Like, no one will ever lose this as horribly as Sin would. I feel like the only excuse you could make for Sin even quote-unquote winning is her surviving. But even then, it just probably won't happen. Because it's like, okay, you lived. Now what? So yeah, it's a Gravemind victory. So here we have Omni-Man, a genocidal alien hell-bent on giving humanity, shall we say, a great time. Yeah. A great time. So if you didn't know, I already made a video on Omni-Man. And, watch that video if you really want to see my reason as to why, but, he loses. He just loses. I'm really sorry about this. I would go on and on talking about how Omni-Man is like, so this and this and that. But here's the thing. This video is already like 13 minutes long, and I need to finish up the runtime, alright? I just need to finish up the...
Fall. You are alone, child. There is only darkness for you, and only death for your people. These ancients are just the beginning. I will command a great and terrible army. And we will sail to 1 billion worlds. We will sail until every light has been extinguished. You are strong, child. But I am beyond strength. I am the end. And I have come for you, Finn.
If we took what we said earlier about Sin being functionally immortal into account, then the Lich is the only one in this list that could even kill her. The Lich is a creature dead set on killing all life. and it will always find the means to stop anything that gets in its way. The Lich is a force of nature that uses mental manipulation and mind tricks to both control and destroy his enemies. He's usually around in the shadows, hiding behind every corner, and there's likely a huge chance that he's probably already figured out a way to enslave the entire multiverse and kill everything and anything that lives. Specifically in that order. His essence arrived on Earth a long time ago, in the form of a comet. This means that in a universe containing both him and Sin, Sin can't do anything to stop him before he even makes it to Earth. And as far as I'm aware, catalyst comets in this universe at least have enough power to collapse into an alternate state of reality or something, I don't know. And he clearly can use all the power, considering he created weapons powerful enough to blow a chunk out of the entire planet. But Sin's no stranger to blowing up planets either, as she blew up Earth. Although Sin managed to blow up Earth at a time where humanity became spacefaring, colonizing a multitude of planets including Copper-9, which she also blew up. So here's the main problem with comparing these two characters together. One of them has extremely powerful mental powers, and the other is pretty much immune to said powers. But at the same time, the Lich is an extremely cunning foe. There have been multiple instances where people understood his weaknesses and knew how to counter them perfectly, and he still managed to find a way around said problems. But Sin is no stranger to people finding a way around problems that she creates, so she knows better than anyone how to counter a counter. But even then, the Lich still knows how to face against characters stronger than him. He usually makes backup plans and backup things in general. But this is where it gets interesting, because Sin can also do this thing, but then he can counter her with that, and then she can counter him with this, and then he can counter her with that, and then this. It's just becomes a whole mess, and it's just really big situation. I don't even know what.
Stop. I have learned much from you. Thank you, my teachers. And now for your education. Before there was time, before there was anything, there was nothing. And before there was nothing, there were monsters. Here's your gold star.
Okay, wait. So let's just do like a number of times the Lich would win out of 10 type of situation, alright? Cool? Cool. I predict that the Lich could win 5 times out of 10. This makes it a tie. Enjoy the tie. If you disagree with me, please write in the comments why you disagree with me. Also, give the video a like, please. I really need that. Yeah, there's just a lot of factors. Like, I feel like this would be more ambiguous than anything, because I really... Oh god. I really wish my brain would work when I want it to work. Because I know everything, like, I know almost everything about all these characters, but then the second I get into a video and I'm, like, talking about them, I forget everything. I even forgot crap about GRAVEMIND, which is completely insane. How could I forget stuff about GRAVEMIND, dude? That's, like, one of my favorite characters of all time. Yep, this is going great. This vid's going awesome. I love this vid. This video is great. Okay, Magneto wins. And it's not even just because of the fact that he controls metal, and I don't know if you've heard, guys, but Sin is made of metal and is a robot. It's also because of the simple fact that, like, he's so powerful that if he really tried hard enough, he could move the entire Earth off its axis. He's easily one of the most powerful. Let's say Sin tried Foxy jump scaring him like she did with Doll. He could also... Or lastly... So yeah, Sin has no chance in a head-to-head fight. Literally, even her heart core thing is made out of metal. The thing is, even if we take into account the fact that Sin might just be immortal unless something else can absorb her power, I mean, Magneto could just kind of sit there and puppy guard it. I mean, like, look at this guy. Look what he's doing right now. It's ridiculous. This guy's a cockroach. Just, in the wise words of Wolverine, he's a survivor. Adventure Time is such a good series. That's why I have 2 Adventure Time characters on here. Hello, this is Endless12 from the edit here. I just wanted to leave this part in just to show you how horribly I butchered this recording session. The editing this video is cancer. Anyways, enjoy, I guess. This is ORGALORG. Guys. This is ORGALORG. Okay? Like, this is ORGALORG, guys. This is ORGALORG. He's got the funniest voice ever. This guy's literally, like, well, like, I don't even know how to explain this, because my mind is terrible. Horrible, absolutely terrible. But yeah, this is ORGALORG we're talking about. ORGALORG could probably beat the hell out of, like, kill the Lich. Like, the ORGALORG could probably kill the Lich. Easy peasy, no problem. Okay, that's enough of that. Here's an intro.
I'm ORGALORG.
Well, what the heck are you doing, ORGALORG?
It was just time to come out again. Glob KOing himself, the arrival of the Catalyst Comet, and a ship to carry me out of this planet's gravity. These are doorways the universe presented to me.
Oh, I know about open door philosophy. What's that? You just say yes to stuff all the time? Pretty much. That seems alright.
It's all yours if you're willing to take it, destroy worlds, crush anyone blocking the door, feel their bones crumple and their goo spill out.
I don't like that at all.
You made it ugly.
You can't stop me, I'm ORGALORG.
Yep, this is ORGALORG, and we're all gonna die! ORGALORG is a monster that was born presumably before the entire universe even formed. And his main goal in life is to seek the most powerful thing in existence and just absorb it. All he really cares about is power. And considering he's this giant primordial being of pure chaos and death, he 100% possesses the means to take anything he wants. ORGALORG is famous for destroying worlds throughout the galaxy. Most planets even worship him, including this one whose denizens proceed to explain to us ORGALORG's story. Okay guys, let's just be real here for a moment. I don't think Sin could stand a chance in a fight against a guy who chucks moons at other planets for fun, okay? Not to mention the fact that he's got absorption powers which allow him to absorb anything and everything, magical or like powerful in any way. Last I checked, that's kind of what makes Sin Sin. I mean, look at this null sphere. There's no way ORGALORG can't sap that thing's energy and just absorb its power. So yeah, Sin loses. Do I even need to explain to you who these people are? Do you really need me to tell you who these two are? I don't even need to make an intro for this. Senno already did it for me. These two psychos are completely bulletproof, explosive-proof, can survive in the vacuum of space, get blown through 500 different layers of concrete, explode into a billion pieces, and then just coalesce back together. One of them literally got hit by an explosive so powerful that you can see it on the surface of the moon. Sandwich Slayer is my personal favorite. Yeah, Sin doesn't even stand a chance. At least with all the other characters on this list, Sin kind of maybe technically has a shot, but these guys are way above her power level, like way above. I mean, these guys are so powerful they can not only break the fourth wall, but use it as a weapon, okay? Even if she was functionally immortal, these guys still probably would find a way to kill her. Or at least beat her senseless until she kind of knows her place and just doesn't attack them. Or, yeah, the alternative. What's the alternative, Zenless? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the alternative is. I don't know. What's the alternative? I don't know. Don't know. Okay, so I think I know what you're gonna say. Zenless, why is Richard Watterson in the category for this? You're probably also gonna say this too. Why is Richard Watterson in the witting category? Well, you see, make no mistake, this guy has infinite power at his fingertips. This guy headbutts through frickin' drywall. I mean, look at this, it didn't even phase him. Okay, so drywall might be like a, you know, whatever type of deal, but then he just does this. Make no mistake, this thing has super strength, alright? This is him if he ever had 100% brain power, by the way.
The mission is to save the president. Please hang up. This phone will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Mr. President, are you okay?
I was so scared.
Don't worry, you're safe now.
Okay, yeah, this is all well and good, but let's just be real here. If I was comparing all these traits about him in a fight against Sin, Sin would 100% win. No doubt in my mind. So let me talk to you about the real reason as to why he even wins in the first place. You see, Richard is a reality warping super weapon, okay?
It was spicy, my flavors will exhilarate to get him double quickly when I'm twisting the accelerator. Twisting the accelerator. Twisting the accelerator.
We must be getting close.
Gee, Darwin, do you think so? Every single step this man takes means infinite possibilities. He could probably turn Sin into an egg in one singular step. Easy win. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have V1. V1 has killed not one, but two Prime Souls, one of which is Sisyphus Prime. The other one is Minos Prime. These two have attacks that are faster than light, or in other words, they'll hit you faster than light can travel, so they practically teleport on you and insta-kill you. V1 also bested the legendary Gabriel in not one, but two fights. Defeated a giant walking killing machine that could blow up entire cities in one shot. And more things I would say, if it wasn't for the fact that the video's already got like 20-something minute runtime and I really want to get it over with. You already know my rating on this. Originally, I was going to end the video after giving V1 a review. That was until I saw what has become my favorite franchise of all time. Neon Genesis is probably the greatest and most insanely well-written show I've ever seen. I know a lot of you probably don't share my sentiment on that, but I'm being completely honest when I say I've never seen a single franchise with this well-written of characters. Every single character in this show acts like a human being. This show's a testament to the fact that the most depressed, abused, and hurt people on the planet can create the greatest pieces of media to ever exist. So about one of my favorite antagonists in the entire show. Ramael, or the Sixth Angel, is a giant floating diamond in the sky. It can change its shape and form at will to best suit the situations it finds itself in. It possesses probably one of, if not the strongest AT fields in the entire franchise. An AT field, in simple terms, is just a deflector shield. I'm sorry guys, if I went out of my way to try and explain to you what an AT field is, we'd be here until the second sun dies. Ramael's AT field is so powerful that in order to even get through it, they needed all of the power of the entirety of Japan just to shoot straight through. And if they miss the core, Ramael just immediately reconstructs itself and then begins his counterattack. And these attacks are nothing to scoff at either, as the most powerful armor that Nerve has at its disposal gets immediately vaporized within 30 seconds. The speed at which Ramael attacks is so insane. It's like an instant just BAM! The entire mountain is gone. Or BAM! That entire missile array is gone. I mean, look at this top-down map perspective of him just completely annihilating every single piece of defense they have. Some of its attacks are so fast and powerful that you can't even see it with the naked eye. There's just a flash, and then everything is gone. So you're probably sitting there thinking, well, what does any of this matter? Sin can teleport, and pretty much by your logic, practically maybe, potentially she's immortal. Here's the thing, there are two types of teleportation: instinctual teleportation and voluntary teleportation. Judging by the fact that Sin doesn't instinctually teleport away from many of the attacks that Uzi dishes out on her, it's safe to assume that Sin has voluntary teleportation, which means that the limits of her teleportation are tied to her reaction time. And Ramael can pretty much attack instantly without any warning or tell. None of Sin's attacks can even penetrate the AT field given its nature. In fact, I don't even think that the Absolute Solver could penetrate the AT field. And even if any of the attacks penetrate the AT field, they still need to land on this tiny little red ball, or else Ramael will just immediately reassemble itself and completely annihilate her. You gotta understand, Sin is working with seconds on the clock to precisely get a shot powerful enough straight through the AT field and into the red ball. And Ramael's got immediate reaction times, like instant reaction times. So, no. So her physical form will die, which leaves the core exposed. And this normally would be the part where I say, well, Sin could just come back, I guess, and like, you know, take it back, just eat the core back. But here's the thing, angels can merge. So basically what I'm saying is after brutally, completely decimating Sin, Ramael would just then immediately merge with the Absolute Solver, creating what could only be described as a demon from multiple quantum planes of existence with godly powers that allow it to completely annihilate everything within a galaxy's wide radius. And for those reasons, I think Ramael would win. I need to get out of this video before I like die or something. Hey guys, it's Zenless from the edit here. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this far into my video. I know it took a very, very, very long time to come out, but I do have a lot of reasons as to why. So it all started when I got sick. I got sick and it ended up being like the flu or something. And it was so bad, I actually was sick for 3 weeks, which is the longest I've ever been sick in my life. And so that screwed me up. And then of course right after that was the holidays, so I had a lot of like vacationing to do and stuff like that. And then something really bad and tragic happened to me and my family. So if you guys haven't read any of my community posts, basically what happened was my aunt ended up getting really sick. There was this big whole thing that happened, and she didn't make it from that. So, yeah, we had to, I just could not make the video during that time, obviously. So that's really the main reason as to why the video hasn't come out, is because we've been dealing with a lot of stuff. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. My family's grieving. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for still being here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please click on some of these other videos. Please. See ya.